What is this video? Why is
Have
this
you
in my
ever been in a
thing?
situation?
I just want to know what this is. Why is this here? Think before you sleep. Why men don't take dating advice from women. Have I gone over this channel before? Sounds familiar. What is this?
Where you've asked yourself the following question: is, is this person flirting with me?
No. I've never taken a long pause in the middle of talking to someone, pointed to my head, and deeply pondered, is this person flirting with me?
Is this person autistic? I understand that if you include the pointing at your head, that you probably haven't done that. But if you disclude the pointing at your head, I think that pausing and thinking, is this person flirting with me, is like a pretty common thing. Is he self-reporting here? They're an anti-SJW type? Just give me 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes. Just give me 5.
Adults. Maybe people do that when they're like 15, but generally not as adults.
You see, this is a universal.
Why not as adult? You can flirt with people as adults. That happens. Yeah, this like seems like being intentionally obtuse. I like how, especially because the title of the video makes it seem as though like, what a delusional womanly perspective. The idea that anyone's flirting with anyone when you're an adult. What? What are you talking about?
Conundrum.
Wow, I had no idea that everyone could misunderstand such a common behavior. Go on.
Picture the scene. You're
What?
at a friend's party.
Wow, this really is like the anti-SJW, like, skeptic types. Where, like, a woman will say something totally normal, and, like, a guy with mommy issues will pause every 8 seconds and go, like, yeah? Really? Let's just get to the...
You sashay into the kitchen because, well, we all know that's where the fun is. And you see an attractive stranger.
Do we really all know that's where the fun is? I'm sorry.
Getting a drink refill from a box of wine. Your friend's a student. And so you get a drink refill and you say something hilarious to the attractive stranger. Attractive stranger laughs. Good for you. And then for the next few minutes.
Okay, so far I feel like we're doing okay. You go into the kitchen because people are there. You get some wine. It's boxed wine because they're a student. It's like an income thing. And you make a joke and someone hot laughs. Okay. I feel like this is pretty relatable, you know?
Minutes, there's some eye contact, more talking. But then, after a few minutes, you start thinking, is this person flirting with me?
Again, no. I walked up to an attractive stranger.
But it is going to bother you because you're...
What? You're at a party. You made an attractive stranger laugh. You talk for a while, and then you wonder if they're flirting with you.
You're human, and I was human. I am human, still.
If I walked up to an attractive stranger, I did so with the intent to flirt. So why would I be confused that I was being flirted with?
Oh, this is an incel channel. He doesn't think there's any reason to talk to an attractive stranger apart from flirting with them. So maybe he's mad at the woman in the TED Talk because he thinks that it's like capricious or cock-teasy of her to not already think the flirting was on the table, you know? Because she's a woman, right? That's the vibe I'm getting a little bit. Like
People actually pay you to teach them things?
I'm Jean Smith. I'm a social anthropologist who studies flirting.
That sounds like a really interesting field, by the way. Social anthropology of flirting? Like, yeah, actually, wait, I totally want to know what flirting would have been like in the Roman Empire. That's like very, like, that's got to be like really wild, right? I don't know. That sounds super interesting.
Flirtologist, if you will. Now, as a flirtologist, I do research, I write books, I give talks, and I work with clients, both private and corporate, all with the goal of helping people to become better flirts.
Do you think people who study flirting get a lot of bitches? No. study and application are two different things. Flirting is a sport, okay? It's like being very well memorized the history of basketball and being able to like dunk hoops, you know? I'm not saying necessarily that she's bad at it. I'm only saying that I don't think there's even that much of a relationship between the theory and the application.
No way she has serious clients. If she had serious clients, she would be on the TED stage, not the TEDx stage. Also, is anyone else
Okay. What? He's like, you're not the more prestigious event. Okay. I mean,
bothered by the disingenuous way she speaks? She even does it on her website.
well, oh my dude, he's just mad at girls. She's just talking. Yes, anyone else angry at the duplicitous femoid nature of her speech? As what did she say?
Admit it. At the advent of online dating and then dating apps, you thought you'd found the holy grail, a way to access thousands of people and not really have to put yourself out there. What could be better? It's one thing to sound robotic or nervous if you're speaking on a stage or reading a script, but
What? What? Wait, what was wrong with the bit that he just read out from the website? This is no bullshit tier commentary. This reminds me of Teal Deer. This is like Teal Deer. Does anyone remember Teal Deer? This reminds me of Teal Deer.
why does she feel the need to constantly sound like Cher from Clueless, even in writing?
Dion and her boyfriend Murray are in this dramatic relationship. I think they've seen that Ike and Tina Turner movie just too many times.
How dare you call me up?
Now I have to say to her,
Dee, why do you put up with it? You could do so much better.
The point
I'm not going to lie, the only relationship that I saw between how that monologue was delivered and the speech in the website text is that both of them came from women. I have no idea what point is being made. If you're like, so as a person who has no idea what the stakes are for this video, I feel like I could have made a much better opening argument. And I feel like the fact that this opening argument is like this weak really suggests that he's kind of banking on his audience just inherently not liking women, you know? Like, cause like, if you and your audience don't have like issues with girls, this is a very uncompelling opener, but if you do, you can fill in the blanks, right?
is that when people have to create this fake persona of a personality archetype that doesn't actually exist in real people,
What?
it's because they are lying to you and
What?
likely don't have any skill in the things that they are saying they have skill in.
What personality archetype? He read 2 sentences from the online webpage where she just said normal stuff. What do you mean?
For example,
So, what if I were to say to you, you must be a parking ticket because you've got fine written all over you? Would you laugh? Raise your hand if you thought my joke was funny. Go ahead. Don't be shy.
wow, that was rough. I can only see 2 people here who raised their hand.
Wow. It's almost like she was deliberately saying a corny pickup line out loud as an example of the types of things that people associate with flirting. I think that's the point she's making. She even did a silly face while doing it. Like, this would be like her being like, tell me if you like this. Hi, miss. Did it hurt when you fell from heaven, angel? Who liked that? And this guy pauses and he's like, does this bitch seriously think that was good?
Fine written all over you. Would you laugh?
Like,
Raise your hand.
she's clearly a bit. Like, it's not even like you have to interpret it as a bit. It's literally a bit that she's doing as part of a public presentation. It's okay.
If you thought my joke was funny, go ahead. Don't be shy.
Wow, that was rough.
Bro, that's brutal. Not very many people liked
Tough. I can only see 2 people here who raised their hand, and it looks like that guy who is fully in frame is just doing a polite half-raised hand. Aren't you here to teach us social skills?
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is incredible. No shot. I can't discern the difference between reality and satire anymore. Yeah, listen. Credit where credit's due, okay? From this guy's perspective, he's right. Nobody could teach him social skills. Not this woman, not anybody. Why do we keep cutting to pictures of incredibly opulent mansions, by the way? I'm not complaining. Just like, why? They do look nice. I think this is a 3D render, though.
How are you going to teach us social skills when you don't have the social awareness to realize that was a bad joke?
Oh my
If
god.
you didn't raise your hand, it's not a good match. It's just not going to work between us.
Man, who is her
I wonder if that was taken out of context. Wait, is he seriously trying to imply that the whole point of her presentation was like, you couldn't date me if you didn't like... Yeah, now we're looking at the Sydney Opera House. It's bad because Sydney's a woman's name.
copium dealer? Because that was some high-grade cope if your first thought is to blame fate instead of your lack of skills and humor.
It's unbelievable. He's actually very autistic. I'm starting to feel bad. It's not actually a joke. This demonstrates like a fundamental inability to understand basic social cues. It's like this genuinely betrays such an incredibly deep misunderstanding of how people... Okay. By the way, if you're into like really corny pickup lines, I think it's valid to say that if another person doesn't enjoy them, you might not be compatible. Wait, he's arguing that if you have a particular sense of humor, and if another person doesn't like that sense of humor, you wouldn't work out for each other, and that's her being wrong because she's blaming fate instead of her own... Okay.
Speaking of, let's get to why we're here. This
Please.
is Jean Smith, and her program is called Hot Ape. A little branding advice, maybe put a space between that acronym instead of periods, because otherwise it reads HOTAPE. So what is Hot Ape?
There's a space after the T. Yeah, maybe he's dyslexic too. Hey, again, I'm not defending this flirt lady. I don't know anything about her. If it turns out she does something that I find objectionable, I'll join in the condemnation there. It's just so far like she's done nothing, and this guy is... Wait, the video's from 2015? No, it's from 3 months ago. This video is from 2015. Oh, yeah, this is from 2015. He's digging through the archives. I thought you meant the... Yeah, okay.
It's an acronym designed to give you the perfect approach that involves humor, open body language, touch, attention, proximity, and eye contact. We've already gone over H. Let's get into O. But first, if you like the content you see on this channel, then consider making a donation.
How to get a man to divorce you. Why they are trying to destroy America. Trust the scientists. Modern feminists are making everyone hate each other. Mainstream media gives people lies. End results of modern feminism. Stop enabling addicts. 16-year-old single mother with 2 children. Why woke comedians aren't funny. Yeah, I didn't realize this guy was such a repository for like the modern like Gamergate. Like, you know, it's vintage. Some things never change.
Viewer support helps keep me in...
All right.
3 things to remember. Number 1, don't do this. In which instance do you want to hot ape me more? Like this or like this? Right? Not hot ape. Hot ape.
I don't want to hot...
I feel patronized by her language, but to be fair, if people who are watching her are on the level of the guy whose video we're watching right now, we might need this degree of overt... Is this good? Or is this more open? Or is this more open? Is that to let me know, you know?
hot ape you in either of those circumstances.
Thank you.
I still can't help but think, is this advice for 12-year-olds? I understand that there are people on the fringes of society in terms of social skills.
Okay.
But remember, she's giving a presentation to a general audience. What adult in her current audience at TEDx who is old enough to drink doesn't already know the things she's said so far?
Number 2, make sure your shoulders are facing the
Wait, leaving aside the irony, is that really what we're going with here? Hey, this advice she gave, I don't disagree with it, but it's obvious. Okay. Is that... Okay, I really didn't expect this video turning out like this. Okay.
person. So, not hot ape. Not hot ape. Still not hot ape. Hot ape, okay? Not hot ape. Hot ape.
Got it. Shoulders must be at least at an 88.7-degree angle facing towards attractive stranger before it is considered hot ape. Like I said, does she realize that she has an audience? Being that this is at TEDx, I'm more apt to believe that this is an advertisement instead of an idea worth sharing.
People go on TEDx to advertise their brands? No. Really? What if it's simultaneously an advertisement for her brand, but also a fairly simple and straightforward set of instructions on how to engage socially with people? You know? What if find you a lady who can do both? We know the real reason that he went back 7 years to look at this lady, and it's definitely because she has a slightly annoying and condescending intonation, right? Like, that's the reason, right, guys? Like, the purpose of this video is for his audience to look at the screen and go like, like just seething in anger at her. And all the actual, like, content discussion, all that's just kind of secondary.
If you're going to advertise your coaching service, then you need to actually teach the audience something useful. Teaching them very basic body language concepts that the vast majority of people already know.
I feel like a lot of people fail in these markers. Just, I'm not to say it's advanced or anything. I'm just saying, like, basic stuff like that is worth reiterating. Yeah.
Is not useful. Yes, I know there are people out there who are super socially awkward, but that's not how she framed this TED Talk. She framed it for general audiences. Here's where things get bad.
Is it possible that it's framed for a general audience? Wait, how do you do a TEDx talk where you frame it only for extremely socially awkward people? How would you do that? Any public presentation you give on any medium or format is going to be formatted for a general audience in the hopes of helping the people there who actually... That'd be like saying that you made a mistake by going on, like, TEDx to talk about, like, architecture, because not everyone likes architecture. Like, the point is that you select the video that appeals to your interests. That's how all media works. Like, this is a crime drama movie, but it's marketed at general audiences. Like, not everyone likes crime dramas. What? Okay. It's just... Okay.
T is for touch. Now, as a general rule, shoulder is a
Tiny
safe
little
place
face.
to touch. But as you go down the arm towards the hands, the touch gets more intimate. That's why I recommend everyone should kind of tap the hand and say something like, "Oh, you're so funny." People seem to love that stuff.
Okay. That's a woman moment right there. Okay. Credit where credit's due. That's a woman moment right there. If you look like me and you're at a party, you're talking to a chick and she's got her hand kind of out, she's holding like an empty drink cup, and you're like, ah, you're fucking funny. Boom! Fucking smash. Listen, if you're a girl, you can get away with this.
Oh, another place that would be nice to touch would be
So, okay.
just here at the top of the...
Okay, hold on. We're gonna shift perspective for a second here. Hold up. Guys? You simply... Strangers don't mind it when you simply place your thumb on their throat and encircle their neck with...
the back between the shoulder blades. Perhaps if you're passing by, you can give a light touch.
This isn't... This isn't even a woman moment, man. If a chick did that to me, I would elbow her in the chest. All right. Now let's see where this is going. Oh, God.
What? Judging by the quality of your advice, the kind of client who needs to hear what you have to say needs about 2 years of social skills training before they can intimately touch someone's hand like that without being put on a list. Not to mention whatever that back thing was. Understandably, this talk was created before Me Too, but even in 2015, this would have been a problem.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, I think he framed it in a weird way, but yeah. Yeah, I have to agree with him on here.
So that's half the letters. A is boring, so we're going to skip to P for proximity.
Now, proximity was used in 2 ways. The first, if you see someone across the room and then all of a sudden...
Sorry, wait, I just want to say, there is one piece of missing context that might make what she's saying in that last thing a bit more acceptable. And it's in the context of you having a pre-existing level of comfort and rapport with a person. And even then, this is very much like a high-level social course on the extent to which you can get away with this. Like, very much depends on a bunch of stuff. But it feels like she's talking about, like, hot stranger at a party. That's the framework for this talk. And under that framework, I disagree with her tip there.
They're next to your side. This is not a coincidence. It means they like what they see. And
Sorry, let me...
first, if you see someone across the room and then all of a sudden they're next to your side, this is not a coincidence. It means they like what they see and they must explore further.
Strong language here. I'm giving this one a 50-50. We're making a lot of assumptions here. If you are in a social space and there is a person who keeps finding excuses to be around you, they're probably interested in you. Don't, like, overthink it, you know? Like, if you were flirting with a girl earlier and she didn't seem interested, then later you're in the line together, like, for the bathroom at the party house. Don't read into it too much. Yeah.
This lady assumes so much, and it's a common thread that I've seen in every female dating coach I've looked at. P is for proximity.
Fuck, you might be right on this one. I don't know about, like, female dating coaches as, like, an archetype, but this is definitely like a... You're drunk at my college house party, you meet eyes this woman and smile politely. She materializes at your side and takes a deep whiff. Yeah, she's a brap hunter. True.
And her advice on this one is to randomly hope a person who is interested in you appears right next to you. What? This course isn't...
She wasn't saying you hope for that. She was saying that if they do keep it showing up next to you, that it's indicative of their interest. She didn't say hope for it, just... Okay.
For Chad. Chad doesn't need you. You are selling this to people who are socially awkward. Speaking of, here's something obvious. Attraction is sales, and in order to sell something, you need to actually have a product first. Attractive...
I think I've just determined it, okay? Incels don't use an article before referring to Chad. Normal people will say, there's a Chad at the party, or a Giga Chad at the party. But the actual creepy incel types will just say, Chad's at the party and he doesn't like you. I'm just realizing that. Every time, like when the incel types never use an article because it's meant to represent an abstract concept of the superior man. Whereas regular people just use it as like a shorthand for a hyper-masculine guy who just might happen to be there. But it's not like an essential social archetype that they're referring to. Oh, that's really interesting. I feel like this is kind of like the Ukraine versus the Ukraine thing. You know what I mean?
A stranger at boxed wine container is not going to randomly appear next to you if she doesn't see something that she likes,
Koopa Shell, same
and
hat.
vice versa. Remember that these people she is marketing to are so lost that they have to be told to maintain eye contact if they want social approval.
A lot of people f that up. Yeah, most people are pretty bad at like interacting socially in like an environment like a party, you know?
They aren't at a point where attractive stranger is just going to approach them randomly. So that's enough for the letters. Let's hear a customer.
Wait, follow through. It doesn't have to be an attractive stranger like a Giga Chad type or whatever. Like, you can be an ordinary looking person and have other ordinary looking people be into you. You can be ordinary looking and have fucking hot people. There's a lot of variance here, but like being good at socializing is helpful no matter where you are.
Her testimony of Hot Ape in action.
Now, my favorite story of Hot Ape being used in the field was relayed to me by one of my clients. She had shared Hot Ape with all of her friends. And one night they went out hot aping guys. And
okay, I have to say that her insistence on like Brandon Corporation here is definitely making me less positively disposed to her with every like subsequent sentence.
one of her friends was making eye contact with a guy at the bar, and she went over and spoke with him. And she came back a few minutes later, a bit dejected, and my client said, "Well, what happened? What happened?" And she's like, "Nothing." "Well, did you hot ape it?" She's like, "Yeah."
Okay, see, that sounds like raping them. That's what I hear him. Hey, hot ape? Like, it just sounds like some kind of psychotic euphemism from a serial killer. Like, it's not just me, right? Like, okay. I'm gonna grape you in the mouth. Yeah, the fucking whitest kids you know bit. I'm the grapist.
Yeah. And so then they started going through the signs. "Well, did you use humor?" She's like, yeah. "What about open body language? You didn't do this like you usually do, did you?" No. "What about touch? Did you touch him?" Like,
we're definitely not talking about like you have a rapport with this person. This is literally like pickup artistry. She's doing pickup artistry for chicks right now. Hold on. Wait, I think we have two equal villains in the, yeah, this is incel infighting. This is like I'm just wandering here expecting to dunk on the video maker, but I think the hot twist is that they're oh god. I feel like I'm Gotham police showing up to like the Batman and the Joker fighting, and like they're both just vigilantes to the department or something. Jesus.
backhand. "Oh, God, I didn't use touch." And then they started laughing. They're like, "Well, no wonder."
Oh, this makes so much more sense now. Are most of her clients women? Why would
Yes. Clearly. Yes.
she not state that from the get-go? That's
Wait, do you have to state... Oh, wait, actually, hold on. I actually agree with him. Pickup artists whose target client demographic is men do pretty clearly specify that what they're doing is for men. What she's talking about is very clearly a female dating strategy. No two ways about it. I have a feeling that the TED Talk and her website would both make that clear, though. You know? Didn't her website have pink text on it? Something tells me that website makes it pretty clear who it's for. I can just look it up, can't I? Hot Ape Dating. I'm just gonna... Is that gonna... Hot Ape Method, a flirting framework. Okay, this is an article in Practical Psychology, which as far as I can tell is not a publication. And the opening sentence is, have you ever been walking around in public and you see some hotcha mama or a cutie patootie that catches your eye? So, that's, wait, no! This was, I assume this article describing this hot ape method is endorsed by the woman whose brand it is. Look, Jean Smith's the woman responsible for this method. Consistent studies shown that a good sense of humor is one of the most attractive traits to have as a man. Oh no. Openness. Body posture affects the level of testosterone in the body. This might be marketed towards men specifically, not even women implicitly, but men explicitly. Oh no. This one's tricky to get. How much attention do you give a girl? Most men romanticize and give the girl too much attention. We've seen it go too far. A great frame is to... This is framed for men. Oh, no. Oh, dear. This was incel bait to begin with. That's not her site. Yeah, but this had to have been written by her, right? Or at least, like, endorsed. Otherwise, why would they do, like, a advertisement where the messaging isn't approved by... There's a Daily Mail article. Okay, she was, like, a big thing back in 2015, I guess? Just go to her site. Yeah, flirtology.com here. Learn how. Yeah, here's the site we were looking at before. Accusing to know how do I flirt? What is flirting? What is everyone start dating games? This looks gender neutral. The site here looks gender neutral. Maybe the language here wasn't officially endorsed then? The one here where it's clearly framed in a man? What about the video?
Wants to know the
Oh god, they got a whole well-produced the thing where they fast forward the drawings. This is like how you know
or seeing how other people apply humor in their life.
The two
Usually,
genders.
modeling success is a great framework.
Stands for open psychology terms. This means you know view of how your body.
Wait, how do they do the touch? Wait, hold on. Where's the touch? No way. No, here it is. Touch. It just says in real life.
To others and makes you feel defensive. The T in Hot Ape stands for touch. I remember in college there was a cute girl I liked. She was outgoing, my perfect physical type, and we had almost everything in common. So it was naturally frustrating because each time our friend group hung out, she never gave me any attention or signs that she liked me. Then one day, I learned from a friend how important touch was to build attraction with a girl.
Okay.
You see, when you know how to confidently touch a girl, it shows you have confidence and dominance. It also signals to the girl
Dominance? Look, I'll say this, okay? This is my strategy, okay? Listen, okay? Can I just lay my thoughts on the table here, all right? And I'm no expert or whatever, but I feel like in so many ways I got so much more confident talking to girls. I have sex with everyone. But I've mostly dated girls. But if flirting with guys is easy, okay? All you have to listen, if you're a gay guy, just go to a fucking club and just fucking dick grab someone, okay? It's not sexual assault when you're both gay. That's not a funny joke. Don't do that. The point is that it's very easy to appeal to men, okay? Listen, if you're flirting with a chick, one thing that I've noticed that makes it a lot easier, okay, is like, seriously, just talk to her like she's a dude. If you have any weird preconceptions about that, like, just, I feel like there are so many women who are like desperate to be treated like normal for like 5 minutes. Does that make any sense? Like, because so many guys that talk to them are clearly like doing this internal chess game on how to maneuver their brains into, literally, like, if you want, like, you can go up to a girl and you can just talk like it's a dude, because what you think of as a dude is actually like the archetypical human in your mind, and woman is like an additional qualifier that makes you act weird because you think there are different expectations involved. But if you go up and you just talk just like regular shit or whatever, and by the way, like, you know, the whole like touching can be a, you know what, it can. Do you know how I think it's good? I like friendly, like, shoulder back thwaps, okay? Is the thwap the right term? Hey, it was good to meet you. And then you dip, okay? I feel like that demonstrates, so, like, obviously, if their body language indicates they have no interest whatsoever in that, that's fine. But, like, generally, I feel like that's totally fine, you know? But obviously, like, that's not the, if you've talked for, like, 5 seconds. Oh, God, I should never say anything like this. Because it's like, well, because I worry about the angry emails that I'm gonna get. It's gonna be like, I asked this girl if she's ever seen Naruto, and she said no. I walked up to her and punched her in the shoulder and said thanks, then walked away. Now she's really mad at me? Never mind. You know what? Here's my new advice, okay? My new advice is never go outside. just leave me out of this, okay? I swear. Just General rule, just if you're talking to chicks, just be friendly and don't worry about just don't worry about being a little autistic with your interests too, you know? Like if you want to talk for 3 minutes about how cool you think the design of the window above the kitchen sink is, just do it, okay? What's the worst that's going to happen? She's not if she's the type of person who doesn't like listening to you interestedly talk about something you're passionate about, it's not going to work out anyway. Like that's just a selector right there. Like I feel like people who are gonna be good friends, partners, anything, any kind of relationship, you should be able to listen to them ramble about something they think is cool for like not like fucking an hour, but like yeah, for a little bit, and be heartened by that. Because I personally find it heartening when other people are just interested in a thing, and I think most people are like that, you know? So if they can enjoy that from you and you can enjoy that from them, that's a strong start. You don't need to do any weird pickup artistry shit, you know? Oh, and if you're hugging a person, especially a chick you don't know that well, listen, okay? You know the comic panel meme where there's the kid standing on the road? Yeah, exactly, Vermin. I fucking love autistic rambling. You know, and one road is to like the castle that's good and the other road is to the castle that's evil. You know what I'm talking about? Okay? You know what I'm talking about? Okay? There are two paths when you're hugging somebody you don't know that well, especially a woman, okay? And the good path is where you hug, pat back once, you're done. That's the good, like, oh, it's really nice to meet you. Have a good one, you know? That's the good path. You're like almost always safe there unless you're fucking punching her in the back, you know? The bad path, the danger path you should never go down is the rub. Do not do that. Okay? Just do not, all right? If you're thinking, oh, wow, this hug has been going on for 3/4 of a second. How do I finish it? Okay? You've got really two options apart from just ending the hug, and it's a pat and a rub, and you don't rub, only pat, okay? It's a whole... Are you speaking from experience? I didn't realize rub was an option. Well, I've been hugged by creepy guys before. I would never rub. I have to know you for like 5 years before I will rub your back after a hug. You have to be my fucking life partner. That is so... Yeah, Vermin can attest to the fact that I do in fact smack people in a friendly way. Just stop. Just how does this thing finish?
Subconscious part of her brain that you're a high value man. I went through the physical escalation ladder and decided randomly
practical psychology, high value man. Okay.
To pick her up and carry her to the dance floor in the
what?
Through the physical escalation ladder and decided randomly to pick her up in high value man. Dominance. It also signals to the girl's subconscious part of her brain that you're a high value man. I went through the physical escalation ladder and decided randomly to pick her up and carry her to the dance floor in the club one night. As soon as I put her down, she had the biggest I want you face I have ever.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. The incel video we were watching to begin with might have actually been the lesser evil. The incel is targeting pickup artistry. Wait. Fuck. This didn't happen, by the way. This dance floor shit, this didn't happen, okay? Not to say it's impossible that it did happen. I'm just saying that it didn't happen, okay? Murder anyone to try this? Yeah, listen, having talked to at least 2 women in my life, if they were at the club and randomly some guy hooked his leg underneath her knees and back to yoink her off the ground, this is when she hits the Nokia cell phone send button in her pocket to detonate the explosives that she has lining her stomach underneath the dress. Let's move on.
It's bad marketing to not do that because male and female game are different. If you take it from a male perspective, this advice is terrible. If you take it from the female perspective, it's still kind of terrible. But
fuck, wait, this guy's gonna end up being the anti-hero of this goddamn story. Fuck! I didn't expect that. Oh shit! God damn it!
But you can see where she's coming from. So her favorite story is a failure? Well, obviously this client in this example failed. It has nothing to do with bad advice. She merely failed because she didn't follow all the steps in the exact order. How could this woman forget touch?
Fuck, he's right. That's correct. That's an irrational way of assessing the.
I mean, there's a catchy acronym to help you remember all the steps. The problem with this entire speech is that it just kind of assumes that you are already a likable person, which is completely missing the point when it comes to people who actually need this product.
Oh no, wait, he's correct about this as well. The framework that she's laying out can be useful in some circumstances, but there are underlying levels of charisma that you need to have mastered before any of this can work. Oh no. Oh, God! I wonder if I would have been more charitable to him from the beginning if I had known more about her. No, I still think his arguments at the beginning were really stupid. No, his arguments at the beginning... No, he's still not the good guy here. This is very much, two retards fighting situation. Let's just...
These people are coming to you because they aren't likable, especially if you're now saying your clients are female. No guy ever turned down a girl he was super into just because she forgot to intimately touch his hand during the first interaction. He turned her down because she wasn't physically attractive or because she sounded nuts.
He's so misogynistic. What if they just didn't vibe? What if their personalities just weren't compatible? Okay. Sure. It is true that generally speaking, guys tend to be the more forward and flirtatious ones. Though that is changing in a lot of places. Thank God. However, it's still worthwhile, if you're a woman, to be direct and forthcoming with your flirtation, because a lot of guys are really worried about being, like, creepy and assuming, so they won't. There are a lot of guys who are too autistic to pick up on your cues, and there are a lot of guys who are just, like, worried about coming off presumptuous. So, if you like a guy, it's okay to be direct about it. Not to say you should fucking walk up to him and touch the back of his neck like a psychopath. Jesus.
The advice that's actually going to help these women is not follow the steps. Instead, it's lose weight, dress nicer, and go to therapy. Don't pay some woman who clearly doesn't know what she's doing. Let's be honest, if a girl has to approach a guy and ask him out, she failed like 10 steps
You think this man's been to therapy?
ago. Guys will take the lead and ask girls out if they are interested. I'm sure some radical feminists in the comment section will say, "How dare you, it's 2022.
Oh my God. Is it 2022? Because I'm getting warped back to 2014 watching this video. This video is like that Whitest Kids You Know sketch. Where is it, the one kicking guy? Is this copyright?
Stop! Take that! Stop! Stop! Son of a bitch! Stop!
If I get the copyright yellow mark,
Son
I'm
of a
pulling
bitch.
this off the screen.
Take that! And that! Stop it! Ow! Stop! Yeah! Stop! Stop!
Hey, what are you doing, man?
Stop! I'm kicking the shit out of this guy.
Ow! Ow!
Stop
Well,
it!
stop it.
What?
Why are you kicking this guy?
God, he killed my kids.
Really?
Yeah, both of them.
Oh, that sucks, man. What a jerk. Take that.
Yeah.
And that. What's wrong with
Yeah.
you? Killing people's kids.
Kill my kids.
Take that.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. So how do you kill your kids anyway?
He's an executioner up at the state prison system.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, they were on death row.
Whoa. Stop. This is an officer of the law. We could get in a lot of trouble. Here, I'm sorry, man. I didn't kick you.
Yes, you did. Get down on the ground, you son of a bitch.
Ow! Hey! Oh!
How do you like that, assholes? Kicking me for doing my job?
Stop!
Yeah, making me assault an officer of the law.
Just because you're mad about your dead kids?
Yeah. Hey, what did his kids do anyway?
That's the best part. They didn't do a thing. I framed him.
Please, I
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, pretty sweet, huh? An ingenious plan. And now I'm kicking their father. How do you like that, ghost
my God.
children?
Whoa, dude, stop. You're a bad guy. I'm sorry, man. I didn't kick you.
Yeah, you did. Get down on the ground. Framing my kids.
I'm sorry, man. I had no idea. I thought you were just some sort of crazy enraged parent that was assaulting an officer of the law.
No. Framing my kids for a crime they didn't commit, and then make sure you're the one to pull the switch?
That's so crazy, man. Why would he go through all that effort just to mess with you?
Oh, he just wanted to hurt me because he found out that I'm the one who raped and murdered his wife 2 years ago.
Stop it!
Wait, are you being serious?
He took away my one true love!
Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm sorry, man. I didn't kick you.
Yes, you did! Get down on the ground, you son of a bitch! He frowned upon our love because she was only 8 years old.
Oh, God!
What?
Oh, my God!
Hey, wait. You're the bad. You're both bad guys. Get down on the ground. Take that, you son of a bitch. Take that, you son of a bitch.
Okay. That's how I'm sorry. That went on way too long. That's how I feel about this. Yeah, this took place in Tennessee. That's how I feel about this. Is this the rotating villain strategy?
That's not how things work. Fine. Prove it. Take a survey of random men, asking them how many times they've asked out women versus how many times they've been asked out by women. I bet you the most generous answer from the most chatted out guy is like 10% of the time women ask him out. Women aren't doing the asking.
This is in heterosexual relationships generally the case. Chatted out.
Men are. Despite all the nonsense that feminists say, the game remains unchanged.
Take action.
The game.
And go hot ape someone.
No thanks. Now I'm sure someone will say, but wait, you obviously chose a ridiculous example purely because it fits your narrative. While I did choose a ridiculous example because I thought it was entertaining, the more established female dating coaches really aren't any better. I've seen a lot of them over the years. And
I like the implication that male dating coaches have a sterling reputation as because all the shit that my audience are making fun of that woman for is because she's doing the same thing that a lot of male pickup artists do. So, you know,
they tend to be more socially aware than Miss Hot Ape. Their advice on attracting women is not good. Which brings us to Marnie Kinrys, your personal wing girl.
My name is Marnie, and from here on out, I'm going to be your very own personal wing girl. As you know, I don't tell you BS. I give you the honest truth about what women want versus what they say they want.
Oh,
okay,
no.
I'm game. I want to get red-pilled on all the things that women actually want versus what they say they want. Give me some good advice. Are you guys ready to get alpha?
The top 1% of men who
See,
are...
the funny thing is he's impugning women for this, but like his framework indicates that he's totally favorable to all of the same bullshit as long as it's being delivered by men. Like, it seems like his only real issue here is that it's a presumptuous, ignorant woman saying this instead of a presumptuous, ignorant man. Like, if this was being done by somebody who looks like Jocko Willink, and he was saying, like, you gotta put your arm on her to establish dominance, like, this guy'd be taking notes, you know?
Considered as extremely attractive by women, all have this one thing in common. These guys are always polarizing. That means they make a very strong impression when you meet them. How do you exactly...
What? Wait, making a strong impression is one thing. Polarizing means that there's a dichotomy that you're... Okay, let's see.
Polarize. You can show her your vulnerable, softer side. You can cry at a movie.
Wait, like when you just met? No? Girls hate that. Maybe that's acceptable if you've known her for a while and a close friend or a family member died, but in general, women do not respond well to men crying. I'm surprised that's not...
I'm giving 50-50 on this one because I feel like most normie het girls don't. There is still a lot of internalized toxic masculinity in women. You know, like, I don't want my man to cry, like that kind of stuff. That's true. However, in like more queer, like lefty spaces, I think it's a lot more variable. So, yeah, no, I would say that I'm just gonna guess this guy straight. That's because most people don't respond to anyone crying heavily if they've just met. That is true. Though there is more leeway given for women, right? Like if you go see a movie and she cries at like some scene or whatever, like I feel like most guys would be okay with that. But no, this is a double standard that negatively affects men. Now, mind you, what I'm talking about right now is literally toxic masculinity. But I know for a fact the guy who made this video would shit himself and cry and piss if that term was ever used within like 100 feet of him. Like we're explicitly decrying that concept right here. But yeah.
Obvious for a channel that's been teaching attraction since 2008. This is a PUA channel, right? I mean, it didn't seem to be that way originally, but polarization is a PUA technique, and I've heard her say things like this.
Once your guy friends see the way women respond to you, once you discover this, they may not let you anywhere near their girlfriends or wives.
Well, I am certainly
That's healthy.
waiting to hear all the secret techniques that will somehow turn me into a terrible friend who is constantly...
Thank God. He recognizes that it's a bad thing, too. Oh, okay. You can never tell with these types. That line from that lady just makes it sound like she's going to teach you to, like, not respect people's boundaries, you know?
Trying to break up everyone's marriages. But let's be fair, maybe her first example about crying was just a bad take. Everyone who has been on YouTube long enough is guilty of one of those. Let's try another example of her advice.
Number 3, stop hiding your interest. I see so many guys commit this mistake over and over and over again. They seem to like a girl very much, but they'll try to hide their interest. Now, the guys who are willing to polarize, of course, have a different approach. They are not afraid to show their interest or disinterest, even if they get rejected, which they do from time to time. They'll let the girl know how they feel about her. They do this so there's no chance of regret. They don't have to deal with the dreaded friend zone like so many guys.
Leaving aside the unfortunate framing, I do generally agree with this advice. I think that it's generally a good idea to be overly direct about how you feel than to lean in the opposite direction. You know what I mean? You just have to be respectful of the responses that you get. You know, it's all well and good to be talking with a chick for 30 minutes at a party and saying like, "You're really hot, actually. Do you want to hang out sometime later?" Like something like that. That's only fine if she says no. You can be like, "Oh, okay," and then like deal with it. You know what I mean? Keep in mind that a lot of the people who will never make their feelings about a chick clear are doing so because they could never accept the worst answer. Does that make sense? Like, a lot of people won't be straightforward with their feelings because they feel like if they were, she would flatly say no, but they're hoping that if they're just kind of in her periphery for like a long time as a friend, they can sort of win over her heart, which is the friend zone. You know, as an archetype, which, by the way, the friend zone as an archetype is explicitly the man's fault unless the woman is deliberately leading him on, in which case it's her fault and really shitty behavior. But if you're in the friend zone, there's a very easy out, and it's saying that you like her, and if she says, "Oh, I don't feel the same way," you can go like, "Oh, okay, well, I'm not comfortable with the friendship then because I feel like my feelings towards you are too incongruent." Yeah, it's kind of a self-imposed purgatory, but it's something a lot of people have dealt with because it can be really difficult to be forthcoming about your feelings, you know? And I respect that, like, I get that, but being direct is good, I think, if you can handle the consequences of people directly telling you that they don't like you.
Guys do.
No shit. If they weren't afraid of showing their interest, they wouldn't need you. Either they're too afraid to talk to women, or they are afraid because they have talked to women and they have been rejected a ton of times because they are undesirable. This advice is essentially useless without addressing how to deal with fear. And from a creator's perspective, a 10-minute video discussing how to deal with fear is much more interesting and useful than a lazy 10-minute listicle that sounds like it came from a boring...
This is just stupid nitpicking from him, I think. There's nothing wrong with saying you should be direct about your feelings. You don't have to qualify that with like a full video on how to deal with the fear of rejection. Like, you should do that as well, but this seems like a stupid criticism.
Boring mainstream news channel. Allow me to do her work for her. If you are afraid of something, then get mad. Anger kills fear. Get mad at your inability to achieve the things that you want.
Okay.
Then identify what exactly you're afraid of and break it down into small steps that progressively get harder as you get more competent. You can't talk to a woman that you're attracted to? The first step is to get used to saying hi to people you don't know when you make eye contact. Once you get good at that...
Okay. That sounds good. Why do you have to get mad? Like, there are positive emotions that you can channel into productivity. It doesn't have to be anger. What about, like, determined? If he had just said determined, that would have been fun. Sorry, when you, like, anger is a fundamentally unproductive emotion. You know, if you, okay.
That, start saying hi to women that you're attracted to. Then expand it by saying, hi, how are you? Once you get good at that, you can start moving towards, hi, how are you? Plus say one thing you like about her. Now you've shown interest. If complimenting her...
Wait. Hold on. Wait. Hi, how are you? Nice tits. I feel like we're skipping a few steps. That's a big step. What about, hi, how's your, you know, hi, how are you? Something about yourself. What if we sort of smooth out the learning curve a little bit?
Her appearance is too hard for you, then compliment something that she's carrying, like a yoga mat or a Whole Foods grocery bag or whatever. Then move on to something like her eyes. There.
Why not just ask her a question and then engage with that topic? Eye compliments are very weird. Yeah, to me, a person who compliments somebody's eyes just like that, it just comes across as very artificial because it's a very stereotypical romance thing to do. But in my day-to-day life, like, nobody does that to me. So when I hear, like, compliment her eye, like, I'm imagining somebody complimenting my eyes. People compliment my eyes, but usually if I'm, like, friends with them and we're just, like, chilling and they're close to me and they're like, oh, hey, your eyes are super green. I didn't think they were that, you know. Yeah, but just walking up to someone, especially, like, you can't really see a person's eyes unless you're pretty close to them. So for that to be the first thing, aren't you supposed to compliment somebody's eyes when you, like, are close to them? Like you're sitting together on a Ferris wheel, or you're, like, sitting across from each other at a table? Because you're close to them, and then you can stare at them for a second and go like, oh, you have really nice eyes. But, like, walking up to a person and saying that, it's like, well, how could you tell? You were 30 feet away from me up until, like, a second ago. I don't know, just...
That's how you do it. When you don't explain stuff like this, all you end up with is a bunch of followers who know a lot about all the things women won't tell you, followed by them never acting on any of it because it's too difficult for them. I don't know if this is the way that Marnie has always conducted her...
Guys like this really do fetishize the fear of rejection, though. It's part of staying a victim, I think. Yeah, a lot of the pickup artistry is treating being rejected by women like fucking systemic racism, you know? Like they're like the Black Panther Party putting posters up in, like, the dorm room to, like, remember what they took from you, and it's like a picture of two hands being held in, like, a poppy field or something. It's like, it really is about, like, directing this, like, bitter, frustrated rage at women towards self-improvement, but it very rarely leads to self-improvement and leads to treating women like a checklist that you have to fill before they, like, spread their legs or whatever. I don't know. I've talked about this.
Her content, considering that she's been around for 14 years, and I've only watched maybe 30 of her videos, but in all of the recent content I've watched, she constantly gives non-advice. Here is her doing it again.
Polarizing personalities are different. They don't filter their actions. They say and do whatever comes naturally.
Wait, only 30 what? Sorry, I missed something. Only 30 what? Only 30 videos? For a channel that's been up for 14 years. So there are only 30 videos, or he only watched... Oh, he's watched 30. That's a lot to watch.
To them. They will express their thoughts, ideas, and
Do you think he's an unsatisfied customer?
opinions without worrying about comes natural. Are different. They don't filter their actions. They say and do whatever comes naturally to them. They will express their thoughts, ideas, and opinions without worrying about what the girl's going to react to and how she's going to react to it. Because a man who is able to polarize people exudes tremendous confidence. He positions himself as a leader. You're either with him or you're against him. There's something very powerful and primally attractive.
God, it's so fucking cringe. Holy shit. The pickup artistry is really like it's like the social equivalent of that, like, male marketing brand shit that you'll see, where it's like tweezers for he, graphite rubber grips enshrouding a stainless steel Damascus. It's a pair of tweezers, and it costs 3 times as much. Like, you can just say being confident will lead to people being attracted to you. This primal warrior urge to shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ, it's so weird. Yeah, it's very, very weird. Being confident's good. It has nothing to do with being a leader, being against you or for you. There's not. If you're at a party and you're talking with people, there's no leader. You're just at a group. There's just a group of people, you know? If anything, the guy who tries to posture and always look like he's the leader of the pack comes across as really insecure and like overcompensating. Yeah, I don't know. It's like if you've been in enough social situations, you've probably noticed another guy trying to be that person and women there making fun of him in a way he wasn't socially aware enough to pick up on. Have you ever seen that? Where there's like a guy at a party who's like trying to constantly demand attention or is like always trying to be the main character, and women are like following along and laughing at him, but they're laughing at him. Like it's obvious they find it funny that he's like that. Yeah, you're all thinking of a pretty obvious example of that. But you know what I'm talking, like you've seen this happen, right? Like and the guy, blissfully unaware, thinks that he's just commanding this big audience, you know, but yeah.
Attractive about a guy like that. He makes us feel like he can protect us when we're with him, and that's inherently sexy to all women.
Oh my god, I can't believe I never considered that. I could just be confident. Thanks. I'll get right to being a high-value alpha Chad who only sleeps with 10s.
Oh my god, he is absolutely an embittered and unsatisfied customer. Yeah, incel violence. Oh, I will say, by the way, personal opinion of mine. If a woman ever says that she wants a man to protect her, that's a nope for me. Sorry, dog. You've got to hop on some other dick. Find some other guy who will do this weirdo LARP shit. What the f do you mean protect you? Jesus Christ. I just, yeah, like, I don't know. I just, this stupid, the fuck do you mean protect? If I ever need to protect myself from anything, I'll use a gun. And a gun is equally deadly in my hands as any woman's, assuming equal training. There's no, I have no interest in this. It's just,
This non-advice is right up there with just be yourself. For one, if you're a very unlikable person, then don't be yourself. Change your habits to things that people appreciate. Two, confidence is...
Unfortunately, that is true. That is correct. If you are deeply unpleasant, then yeah, actually, just
a skill that has to be built. You can't just solve all your anxiety problems by claiming that you are now confident. Therapists would be out of work if that was the case. Lucky for us, I know how to Google things, and I found a video where Marnie teaches confidence. Let's watch.
Oh no.
Here are the 6 tricks to never feel nervous around women and project confidence instead.
Oh no.
So trick number 1, boost your voice. This one is super simple. When talking to a girl, or anyone for that matter, if you just speak louder than you generally do. Not screaming, but louder. You'll
nice tits, babe!
see an instant boost in your confidence. You'll feel more powerful, you'll feel more comfortable, even if you were incredibly nervous just 1 minute ago.
I have a lot of...
What about, yeah, just speak clearly. What about don't mumble? Isn't that fine? That's good advice. Don't mumble. Speak clearly.
tolerance for this kind of stuff considering my job, but now even I'm getting annoyed. This is the 3rd time she's given non-advice, and trust me, I saw way more examples than 3 while researching for this video. Just like you can't simply tell someone to be confident, you can't say to someone, I know the solution to all your problems, just have a better voice. Are you kidding?
She didn't say have a better voice. She said talk louder, which everyone can do. Unless you have like some kind of disability with your... She said talk louder. How did he misread that?
Kidding? If you have a messed up voice, it takes tons of work to correct that.
What? No, she just said talk louder. Wait, what? Wait. Were you listening?
It's not simply about projecting your voice. That's just one skill. There's also vocal cadence or pacing.
But she was just talking about talking louder. That was the only thing she said. She didn't say other things. Like, you can't say that it's hard to do other things.
There's enunciation, resonance, breath control, etc. Having a good quality voice that you can project at will is very difficult to learn.
Wait. Everyone can just talk louder. Everyone. You can tell this guy's insecure about his voice here because he's like looked into these techniques, you know. Everyone can talk louder. It's possible. Again, unless there's some kind of disability that prevents you from.
Going to skip past the other things she says in this video about confidence, because basically everything she says here is a list of her telling you to have very complex skills that take years to build for the people who don't already have them. The only thing she gets right in terms of building confidence is telling people to lower their standards. Yes, that's correct. Confidence is success-based, and building confidence looks a lot like what you do when you try to overcome fear. Break important goals down into easy steps that are almost impossible for you to fail, and progressively make those steps more difficult as you gain more confidence through your success. I will be fair, though. This isn't the only instance I saw where Marnie gave good advice. Here's another example.
Moving on. Number 5, physical touch. And oh my God, I can't even begin to tell you how important this is. Yet 95% of guys out there never do it because they're too afraid that the girl will think it's creepy or weird. So,
to be fair, it is often creepy or weird.
You should initiate touch as early as possible.
Oh no.
So, start with platonic ones like a handshake or a high five if she says something.
In what environment are you able to... Oh, first of all, obviously handshakes and high fives are fine because they require mutual... Like, you like, both of these require her to do the same thing as you from the other side. Though, how are you going to do these in a party? Like if you're just talking to somebody. Handshake's not going to happen. If it's a high five... You don't want to be that person who's like baiting a high five, right? Like, whoa, we like the same music up top. Like, you know, you don't want to be weird.
Something you agree with, light touches on her shoulder or the hand.
like the legs of a spider lightly grazing upon the back of your hand.
So on. These are safe spaces. This type of touching is perfectly acceptable in a social situation when you are meeting new people.
Yes, finally something correct. Those are easy excuses to touch someone that can be practiced pretty universally. Well, the handshake and the high five can be. I would also like to add hugging as an easy excuse to initiate touch for the socially awkward. But you might have noticed...
Hey, where's my hug? Where's my hug? This guy's got a foolproof touch initiation strategy, okay? He walks up to a chick, says, "Hi, how are you?" And before she responds, "Where's my hug?" It doesn't matter if she moves. He encircles her. And then, with her unable to move, he slides his hands all the way down to her ass and just holds it until other people pry them apart. It's flawless.
Notice that Hot Ape Lady gave similar advice on this topic. However, the difference between what she said and what Marnie said is that Marnie showed how to escalate to that point and gave you an excuse to do it where it's socially appropriate. I don't know, though. Maybe
I want this guy to review pickup artists that he likes. That's what I want to see.
less critical of Marnie because I'm offended that Hot Ape Lady Gene Smith is arrogant enough to charge $150 a lesson.
Oh my god, he is an unsatisfied customer. Oh my god. Holy shit. It's real. Holy. Oh god. It's too funny. It's literally gonna kill me. This whole video is just him requesting a refund. These prices are egregious, though.
Lesson for something that doesn't work. Well, to be honest, I don't necessarily think that Marnie is that much better on that front. Here's a website that she uses to sell one of her programs. I will say that as a survivor of early 2000s internet, This website has every marker of a website that will give you a computer virus.
What's the website?
That should be honest, I don't necessarily think that Marnie
Find the website. I want to see it.
is that website that will give you a computer virus. Not to mention all the flags to impulse buy. Probably because she knows it's a crappy product. People always oversell when the product sucks. Check this out. Warning, the content on this page is very sensitive and may be removed at midnight on January 11th, 2022. Oh no, I better buy now because it totally doesn't just take whatever day it is and say the sale is over on that day. Oh wait, it does. Here's what it said a day later. Now
That's so slimy. Oh my god. It really does look like a virus site. Look at how poorly she's clipped out. Look at this. Look at that. What? I'm pretty sure an algorithm could do a better job than this. That is incredible. To your email below to watch my free video. It's a JPEG. You Holy Christ. This is like every phishing scam. Like, look at this. Fake video player getting on an email playlist and only getting it through email. The loading bar. Holy shit. Look, there's a pop-up down here. How to flirt properly. What's chilling your face? Gonna have to run antivirus after this? Yes, seriously.
If you want women to F with you, and by F, I of course mean flirt, because all women love to flirt, but we only want to flirt with guys who know how to flirt back correctly. And the truth is, most guys suck at flirting, at least the way women like to flirt. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to ignite instant attraction through feelings of excitement and chemistry in any woman you want to talk to. See, every time a guy approaches
Might be removed April 26th.
me, one of three scenarios plays out. Scenario number one, he talks to me without ever making a move or escalating, and in that case, he'll always be doomed to the friend zone. Scenario number two, we talk for a while, but when he tries to take it to the next level, he gets rejected immediately and comes off as a creep. Scenario number three, he ignites instant chemistry, then when he—
Wait, rejecting a person doesn't mean they're a creep. Wait, if a person flirts with you, you reject, that doesn't make that person a creep. That just means that you weren't interested. What the fuck?
makes a move, the only thing I can think is, oh my God, yes, please. What differentiates that third scenario from the first two? It's not looks.
I feel women like this need to be arrested. Like, she's basically just like a breeding ground for rape. Okay? Listen, okay? The male pickup artists are bad enough on their own, but having all these women who are like, listen, I'll teach you the animalistic steps to unlock my primal fuck zone. And all you have to do is learn this 7-part touching step that's illegal in 49 states. It's like, Christ.
Or status, height, or money, and definitely not look. In fact, there are scientific studies on something called the halo effect that have shown that how you make a woman feel far outweighs the things you have or how you look. Even some male—
I can't believe there had to be research on this. Did you know that how people feel about you is largely dictated by how you make them feel about you? And not by other characteristics? Yeah, I think the halo— I don't even think that's the halo effect. Isn't the halo effect have to do about how other people in a social space will perceive you? Based on how some people in that social space perceive you? That basically you have like an outward aura of charitability or something like that, if you get on good terms with one person?
dating coaches sometimes chalk it up to just a numbers game when it's absolutely not. Listen, I can't blame them though, because girls' brains are wired to understand this stuff while guys' brains they're not.
So you're like jail. Like, I'm just jail for life with bitches like this. I swear to God. I can't with this.
Truth is, every girl knows there's one thing that makes all the difference after the approach: your flirting skills. And if you're not experiencing scenario number 3 regularly, then you're not flirting in the specific ways women are hardwired to respond to.
Oh my
But first,
God.
how the heck do I, a woman, know all of this? I'm Marnie, and from here on out, I am going to be your very own wing girl. For over a decade, I've been teaching millions of men around the world how to attract and get the women.
I assume this is the aggregate number of views on her YouTube channel, where she's pulling that millions from.
they want. And I do this by giving them the no BS information on what women really want versus what they say they want. I've been featured on CNN, Huffington Post, Men's Health, Ask Men. I have millions of views on YouTube where I deliver weekly.
Yep. Arouse any woman on demand. It's much easier than you think. I was hoping that'd be a hyperlink. Think of the last time you were on a roller coaster. There was such a mix of emotions, wasn't there? The jittery feeling as in your body as you climb up the hill, your heart thudding so loud you can hear it in your ears. When the drop comes, you feel it deeply in your stomach. You feel exhilarating adrenaline, almost like you're flying without wings. Afterwards, you're elated, brimming with energy, and ready to do stuff you wouldn't normally do, right? See, shit like this is all about appealing to the fantasy that you can, like, rape a woman without raping her. Like, it's so weird. Like, why does the framework have to be, like, trick her brain into doing stuff she wouldn't normally? Like, find someone who wants dick and then provide dick. Like, like, what? Like, why? It always feels like they make you. It's like they want you to feel like you're breaking her boundaries. Like that's necessary. Not that you needed to break down her boundaries to get at the relationship or the fucking, but that breaking the boundaries was an explicit goal that you desired on the way. That if you can't break boundaries on the way to that, then it's not desirable. That's what good flirting does. It allows girls to enjoy the excitement of escalating with you in the controlled environment of camaraderie and comfort where there's no actual danger. Actual danger? Like what? Flirting is good for women because it allows them to feel like you were, but you can't rape them there. When you know how to flirt properly, you create that environment, any situation you want with any girl you want, and she'll always respond positively to you no matter what type of girl she is, because this is an evolutionary trait all women have. Her ape brain, the ape's coming up again, will feel safe and at ease with you, so you can banter and push the limits without coming off creepy. In fact, when you're flirting properly, she'll be disappointed if you don't escalate. Like, is the incel the good guy? Guys, they're the same person. Oh, whoops. Oh, which of these? Listen, ideologically, there's no difference between the incel and this lady. She's just another con artist, grifter, pickup artist who's made it their job to make money off of people like this. This guy is himself a con artist, grifter, pickup artist whose YouTube channel does the same thing. Like, they're the same person. I'm the good guy. Yeah, exactly, person.
Now it says the sale is over on the 12th at midnight. Of course, it's written in I don't want to get sued language, so it says the page may be removed, knowing full well how many people will just skip over that word and assume the sale ends now.
I don't think you're going to get sued if you... Okay.
But wait, there's more. The website also has an infinity scroll with it telling you to add the product to your cart like 50 times before the page is over.
We've been here.
When you do click add to cart, it gives you a fancy blinking red arrow and a massive discount that totally isn't them just pretending that the product is worth 4 times what they're selling it for, so that you think that you only have today to get that deal. A word of professional advice from someone who did sales for like 3 months: there's always a sale, so there's no need to impulse buy. Last, when you try to click off the website, it gives you this message.
Isn't that illegal? In the EU, I think.
Again, just like every website that gave me a virus when I was a kid. Of course, I know that...
Hey, that's crazy. This website is so true to life. It's just as respectful of your boundaries as it teaches you to be with women's. That's great.
When I was a kid. Of course, I know that they're playing all these mental games to get sales, but what I don't understand is why both Gene Smith and Marnie Kinrys would do this when they can just frame their advice into their expertise so they don't come off as frauds.
I wonder if the entire industry isn't full of frauds. It's almost like there's some kind of systemic issue with insecure and sexually undesirable men being monetized by internet grifters who tell them the secret to unlock their deep lizard confidence or some bullshit.
In the medical field, this idea is called scope of practice. Scope of practice is a philosophy designed to keep hospitals from getting sued, but it's also an incredibly powerful way of thinking. If you're an athletic trainer, you stick to helping people with sports injuries. If you're an EMT, you stick to emergency medicine. If you're a doctor, you stick to the field you learned in your residency. This is extremely important because if these professionals mess up, people could die or be severely injured unnecessarily. Even though things aren't that serious on YouTube, I still like to use this idea on my channel. There's a reason why all my videos are framed in terms of psychology, mental health.
But you know as much about mental health as they do about what they're talking about. This is you're looking into a mirror right now. Also, wait, there's a ton of shit here that isn't about psychology. Trust the Scientists is almost certainly about COVID. A ton of this is just anti-SJW, anti-woke stuff, and about feminism. Like, that's, yeah. Impurity blockers, children's child abuse. Yeah, you're definitely staying in your lane. I'm sure you're a gender theorist and like a pediatrician. Yeah. The professional gold digger. Jesus.
Health, philosophy, communication skills, historical politics.
Was there seriously an Anita Sarkeesian thumbnail in there? In 2022? Son of a bitch. Oh, 1 year ago, 2021. Well, there we go. And Brie Larson, of course. They're still mad over her. This was also a year ago, but yeah, she's another fave when it comes to that particular topic. Plus size model claims she's anorexic. Yeah? That's possible. You can... What? Yeah, that can easily happen. Like, okay. All right. It's just stupid. It's stupid. Technically possible and likely, though. Dude, fat people with eating disorders is not exactly, like, rare. Like, check out the symptom. You got a fat person, they get shamed for being fat, they get insecure, they develop anorexia. That seems... I mean, it seems like almost self-evident. Like, that's not even like an edge case. That's just like a...
Teaching and fitness. It's because that's what I know. I don't talk about what I don't know because it weakens my arguments and it might accidentally cause me to mislead tons of people.
We got to see if we can't get this guy for a debate. Does he have a Twitter? Think before you sleep. We got to... No shot. Oh, probably not. Probably not. He does, but it's a really, really small Twitter account. Huh. They're pretty active. They have open DMs. I'll follow them as a reminder. My follow on Twitter, if you're a right-wing YouTube channel, should be heard emphatically with the sound of like the target lock noise inside of a plane. You know? Like missile lock.
People into believing things that aren't true. Also, from a selfish perspective, talking about things outside of your knowledge base makes you very easy to attack.
Sure does.
Hot Ape Lady Jean Smith could have avoided criticism by saying that she was a dating coach for women. When you add that piece of context into the system, her advice at least makes some sense. As for Marnie, who is much better at what she does, I have no idea why she doesn't just frame her advice inside of her knowledge base. She has a number of successful videos like this one where she talks about...
Oh, damn! She has nearly 1 million subs! Wait, she might have been right when she said millions of guys have heard her. I didn't realize she had such a big account. Got to get her on, too. Yeah, her account's even larger. 5 key signs she wants to be approached. Fuck, I kind of want to watch that.
About a subject that she is very qualified to talk about. All she has to do is take the topics that people are interested in and talk about it in a way so that her perspective as a woman is valuable. There are tons of ways to do that, and if you work within your limitations properly, it will result in a unique perspective that will get you tons of views. I reframe topics so that they fall into my knowledge base all the time. Because of that...
Okay, thank you. If we get it, you're very, very fastidious with your research. Excellent. All right, this was good memeing. We're going to look into this channel more. This is like the modern anti-SJW channel, okay? We need to update our retinue, okay? Listen, we change, they stay the same, all right? Cut the segment. Because it's time for a new segment. I want to watch one of the bitches videos. God, this reminds me of remember how Ario Scarcella framed herself as some kind of lesbian advocate when 98% of the views in her channel were like, lesbian girl comes pussy squirt bed? With like 8 trillion views, and it's all like 12-year-old boys in the comments. Please watch the porn video. Does watching porn ruin your sex life or your... Sure. Hey.
Hey guys.
How to get your girlfriend to give you a blowjob. Okay, I'm gonna watch these 2 videos, then I'm done. I'm leaving after this, okay?
My name is Marnie, and I'm a professional wing girl and owner of the Wing Girl Method.
Why so few likes and dislikes relative 24,000 likes to 12 million views? Is this been botted?
Which means it's my job to tell you tons of secrets about women so you can be super successful.
Oh, she might have embedded the video on her website so it auto loads or used to auto load when you scroll through it. So they're not actually on YouTube. So it counts as a view, but it doesn't get a like or a dislike. You guys, have you ever seen on Twitch how Fextra Life, the Dark Souls wiki holders, embed their Twitch channel on the wiki, which means they always have like tens of thousands of views, but very few comment engagement, or very little comment engagement. Yeah. Tempa says she paid for ads. She paid for it being... Okay, gotcha. It's been an ad then.
So here's a question I got from Josh. Marnie, is it true that porn can ruin my relationship with my girlfriend? Should I stop watching it? I really love her and don't want to lose her. First of all, Josh, that is one of the sweetest things I've ever heard. A guy willing to give up porn for the love of his life? Okay, I'm totally joking with you because it actually really is super sweet. So here's the nitty gritty about porn and its effect on you. Before I dive into this topic, I do want to say that I watch porn from time to time. I watch it alone. I've watched it with boyfriends. Watching a healthy amount of porn can be a very good thing, minus all the negatives around the people who are part of the porn industry, but I'm not here to save souls, people. I'm here to educate, okay? So every time I watch porn, it either educates me, turns me on, or makes things fun. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. When porn does become wrong or bad, it's when it becomes an addiction and you start to forgo your real life.
Wait, hold on, guys. She didn't say anything swarfy. There is a lot of abuse in the porn industry. I don't think she said anything swarfy.
Life interactions with viable hot women for a night in with the literal boob tube. Start getting super sciencey for a second. Explain why too much porn can not only...
This is boring. I want to know how to get my girlfriend to give me a blowjob. From 9 years ago, when she was less corporate. My strat is to... I was about to say my strat is to ask, but like... If you're in a relationship, do you even like ask? I feel like normally they'll just like put their hand in your dick and like 30 seconds later you're just getting a blowjob. Like I don't... That's just kind of happens.
My name is Marnie, and from here on out, I am going to be your very own personal wing girl. I'm going to tell you every dirty little secret you need to know.
Back before they invented good audio capture.
So you can 1950s asked if you wanted help blowing off some steam. Here's a hint. The name is stuck. That's right. We're taking a minute to discuss the humble BJ.
This is like impressively bad audio. This is 2013 too. Like
More specifically, we're casting our glance on why many women have hang-ups about going down south. Don't get me wrong, many women enjoy giving a good BJ and satisfying a man, but there are little things you can do to help make her experience be almost as great as yours. Here's a breakdown of some of the most common hang-ups women have around giving a BJ and how to help or even eliminate them. What a gag. Chances are that spluttering, jaw lock, coughing, and watery eyes aren't high on anyone's list of turn-ons.
What?
Spluttering, jaw lock, coughing, and watery eyes aren't high on anyone's list of turn-ons. To avoid feeling like this, most women prefer a position when they can be on their knees and in control of intensity and speed. Make sure to let her be as comfortable as possible. If it's taking you forever, the longer she has to encounter issues with her jaw and breathing. So if this is a particularly sensitive point, she might like to change it up. Start with her hands and only move onto her mouth for a short period of time. Remember this, drinking means it'll take you much longer. So if
This isn't really how to get your girlfriend to give you a blowjob. This is more like normie vanilla etiquette for people who say out loud "awooga" when like their partner walks by in lingerie, like on the way to the shower. This is straight people culture. Yeah, this is straight people culture. Most people are infuriating normies. Yeah, it's just okay.
If you're going to be hard on the booze, you might want to skip out on the BJ. Spit or swallow isn't exactly the most romantic conversation, but it's one.
Just the way this is being framed just makes me feel like it's like birthday blowjob territory, you know? Like I'm imagining like Walter White and Skylar White, and Skylar's like, got something special for you tonight, wink, and then like later while wearing a nightgown, like she gives a blowjob. You know what I mean? Like we're dealing with a level of like suburban white heterosexuality that is deeply disconcerting. Vaush, what the fuck are you talking about? Do you not remember the vibes in the first season of Breaking Bad? The first episode had Walt getting like a birthday hand job. It's very uncomfortable. Was that the reference? Well, there's only one show that has a Walter White and a Skylar White to my knowledge, but
You probably should have, and one you should have earlier than 5 minutes before the act. If you bring up these things once the ball is already rolling, it will only make her stressed out, self-conscious, and uncomfortable. You should have it or swallow isn't exactly the most romantic conversation, but it's one
you need to talk about it?
you probably should have, and one you should have earlier than 5 minutes before the act. If you bring up these things once the ball is already rolling, it will only make her stressed out, self-conscious, and uncomfortable. Remove the discussion from the pressure of the bedroom so you know how she feels about it before.
The issue is like I don't feel like this is bad advice if you're dealing with like tragically heterosexual vanilla people. I'm just trying to fathom what kind of person would be getting their dick sucked and go like, so babe, will you be swallowing or spitting my cum? I'm sure it's happened at least once, but
we're heading down south, and you will avoid.
You shouldn't talk about preferences. You can talk about preferences, but like, what do you have to do with that? Like why would you? Okay.
Avoid awkward, half-dressed, and uncomfortable miscommunication. Freshening up. While some women aren't concerned with swallowing spunk, some do care what it tastes like. And while there's no hard evidence, no pun intended, eating kiwi, watermelon, celery, and pineapple is supposed to make semen taste lighter. Berries and fruits up your chances of a pleasant, even sugary experience. Stay clear of beer and coffee if you don't want a bitter taste, and dairy products, meat, and fish, whose high bacterial levels can lead to a foul aftertaste. Try drinking a fruit juice before you go out. Okay, so while we're on the subject of taste, it seems like it should go without saying, but just like she doesn't want her face in your armpit after you've gotten home from a run, she probably doesn't want to be going down on you if you haven't had a shower in a while.
Thank you.
Watch where you're putting those hands. For a lot of women, blowjobs can be associated with a sense of powerlessness, and so when you're putting your hands on their heads and applying force, it can create a point of tension. You don't want an insecure, nervous woman with teeth going down on you, right?
I'm so glad that I'm not heterosexual. Oh, it looks like a lot of work. It's like what color tie should I wear to the Christmas party? that makes it likely that she'll swallow instead of spitting later tonight. So it's just absolutely tragic.
Bottom line, some women just don't like or want to give head, and there can be some complicated and deep issues around it. So be sure to make...
Honestly, this video isn't that bad. It's just, it's aimed at an audience that I'm not a part of. Like, it's not offensive, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's just very awkward. Yeah. Are there really people that don't enjoy giving head? Look, I feel like a lot of people don't understand this, but like, there really are, like, we really do live in a society, you know? Like, we really do live in a, it's like there are two genders, okay? You have the sex normies and the not sex normies, okay? Now, here okay, it's like a gradient basically. Let me see if I can let's get a gradient, okay? Now we can. Why is the transparency on? Opacity 100. Okay, there we no. Okay, there we go. See? So basically the farther down you go, the more you're going to hell. Makes sense? Okay? And the thing is, like, I feel like this spectrum exists in a kind of inverted triangle of distribution where the majority of people, like, I think, like, for a lot of people, like an uncomfortable number of people, a blowjob is like an extra flirty, kinky thing. You know what I mean? Like, there are an unfortunate number of people for whom the idea of literally anything at all, like, these are people who like as a concept, anal sex makes no sense to them. Not even they don't want to do it. It's fine to be whatever and not want to do anal. But like, as a concept, anal sex to them is like unfathomable. Like, it's not even a thing that registers in their heads as like a thing a person might want to do. And then it's all literally downhill from here with like going to hell and everything. But like, this is one of the reasons why the term kinky is completely meaningless, okay? Because I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle, like a centrist or whatever. So to the majority of people, if I like found the average American 100 or 1,000 times and talk with them, I feel like the overwhelming majority of them would call me kinky. But in the online left, there are very loud people who are here, even though they're a minority of the overall population. And they'll, you know, you'll be like, oh, I think I'm a reasonably kinky person. And they'll be like, but you've never entered the sensory deprivation suit and had the rest of the empty space filled with diarrhea and then had to breathe in the fumes for 3 hours while people you're exposed to. It's like, well, that's true. I've never done that, and I never will. It's very disgusting. I'm not trying to besmirch you people. I stand by it, Tempest. You're missing the fact a lot of people online want to come across as being way more kinky than they actually are. That is true. There are a lot of people in the online left who, bottoms, by the way, who will be like, listen, okay, I want to be killed by dick. I will literally, like, you could do anything. You could do anything, and I'm down for it. Please, literally murder me. And then you'll meet up with them in real life. They're up here. They'll give head and do anal, and apart from that, they're very shy. And it's, you know, it's a whole clout game, okay? There's a lot of clout to be had in the online left for... Look, anyway, the point is, like, I don't think this video is offensive. It's just, I feel like it's for people who are, like, up here, you know what I mean? Really skimming the, off the top there. No, they're just horny? You said you're not into BDSM. What are you telling us that renders you remotely kinky? I'll just leave it up to your imagination. Feel like there's a fair amount of information out there. This is a pretty gradient. I like turquoise. Eating ass is a normie kink, by the way. I feel like eating ass is like here. Like this is where it starts being like a normal like thing. Think it's lower? No, maybe around here. The average person is not into eating ass. Maybe it's like here. Fuck. Well, it really depends because there's like straight and gay couples. Because for like gay couples, I'm pretty sure that's way more accepted for fairly obvious reasons, right? But then for like straight, yeah, there are so many factors. Like for instance, like for like het couples or whatever, anal tends to be more in here. But for like gay couples, like obviously it's closer to top. So yeah, I don't know. Heterosexual people talk about eating ass as if it's this big kinky thing to do. Well, to a lot of them it is, you know. If for het people it can be on a different. I mean, gay people are closer to going to hell anyway, right? Like the whole spectrum is shifted by like a whole standard unit of kink for the gays, the queer people. I don't get how anal is weirder for cishet people. It's dumb. You're forgetting about ace people. They are blinding light. I don't really think so, because what I'm talking about here has more to do with like kink familiarity than personal interest in sex. And I personally know ace people who like don't want to touch a dick, but like you could talk with them about like getting spit roasted. You know, like there are ace people and they can talk about this just fine. But in terms of what they're interested in doing, it's not even here, you know? Yeah, so I think it varies. Look, honestly, it's very complicated. The whole thing, you know. It's very, very, very complicated. Human sexuality is very complicated. You know, I just think that it's like this whole other part of the brain. You know what I mean? It's very, not to say it's separate, just that it's a distinct, not distinct even. It's just where do feet people and furries rank? Foot fetishes are not uncommon. They're pretty far up there. It's just weird to talk about because I don't think it elicits the same understanding that a lot of people have. Like I don't get foot fetishes at all, but there are other kinks that are way more extreme that I get and that I understand the attraction, but feet I don't at all. So yeah. I like legs and thighs, but yeah, well, liking legs and thighs, that's the whole fucking triangle. Everyone likes legs and thighs, right? It's like, I like tits. It's like, okay, well, let's, you know, here's the Venn diagram for liking tits. Where would a nosball land? That's not even the right thing. So noted, Sarahwin. Where is Shu on this? Just curious. Shu is obviously somewhere here. I don't even think she like tries to hide it. She might even be like farther, like she's very obviously somewhere in like the bottom third visually, but that in terms of portion, that would be like 5%. There's no way that she's not. Yeah, fish fucker. Yeah, something like that, person Merson. Yeah, there's a neurological overlap. The sexuality is really complicated. I feel like so much of it is like it's like making a pearl. You know what I mean? Like there's like a grain of sand that where like pearl gets built over it in like the oyster or whatever, or clam. It's a clam, right? That's fitting. But like it gets built out around it, you know what I mean? Like I think pretty much all humans, not all of them, but like pretty much all of them, like a fundamental sex drive is literally biologically hard-written into human beings. That's one of the few times you actually can pull out the Evo Psych bullshit. Like, you're hardwired to, well, you kind of are hardwired to have a sexual instinct. There are some people who don't, but generally, yeah, it's kind of a part of what we have to do to exist as a species. And then, like, there are all these associations that get built out, like spider webs. You know what I mean? Like, you have that initial sexual interest, and then, like, you'll see something or hear something or do something, and you'll have, like, a kink for it. or like more of an interest in it or whatever. Like maybe, for example, like if you're a person who's into like women or whatever, liking asses is pretty straightforward. You know, it's pretty much a direct, obvious. It's pretty much there. You know, basically everyone just likes asses, just generally. But then maybe like it gets more like, well, maybe then you like anal or whatever, and then it's like ass eating or whatever, and then maybe you like the fact that when you're having sex with somebody, they go ooh. So then you're like, oh, well, if I slap their ass really hard, they'll go ooh as well, and then like, oh, you know, and you build out all these associations from the core dynamic there. And the thing is, the associations may have a tie to the fundamental biological reproductive instinct, but they're not all direct products of it, which is one of the reasons why like sexuality is so socially variable. You know what I mean? It's super, super socially variable. It's really, really like, I feel like I don't even know if there's like anything comparable. It feels like, I feel like, sexuality is a lot like one's taste, like your taste buds, what you enjoy the taste of. If your taste buds could be very easily affected by social cues, if that makes any sense. Like, if it would be possible, like, maybe you really don't like the taste of, like, asparagus, but then, like, you see somebody eat asparagus and, like, smile, and you're like, whoa, and then it tastes better to you later. But it doesn't just feel like it tastes better. It literally tastes differently to your brain. I feel like that's the closest comparison that I could think of. It's very strange, you know. It's, yeah, like it's enjoyment by association, except it actually rewires your brain to make you enjoy it instead of it just being something that you're more permissive of because of the associations. I don't know, just weird stuff. They do not as much, but we're hardwired to some tastes and types of food to avoid. Sure, and obviously we're hardwired to some types of sexual interests, right? I mean, like, it's not a coincidence that you know, so much of people's sexual interest has to do with PIV sex. You know, it's